Welcome back to another video. We're on episode 14 now of my journey of going from a 30 handicap all the way down to scratch. I've got some updates I'd like to talk through in this video just to keep you guys up to date with how things are going and where I see the channel and the videos moving forward as we go through the winter months. So first things first, as I've mentioned many times before, we're now in winter. So my local course where I'm a member at is now in winter conditions until March or April time. Because of the course conditions, we're restricted in the holes that we can play and also the distance. So the winter tees are a lot closer and quite a lot of the holes we're hitting off mats as well, which obviously impacts the way that you play. Also, the course has closed a few of the holes for renovations and upgrades as well, so there are some temporary greens, and there are also some holes that have been completely removed just for the winter months. So with that being said, my handicap will not move down from where it is currently, which kind of throws a spanner in the works with what I'm trying to do on the channel here. My handicap will not be dropping at all until the spring, but that also means it gives me a good few months to work on my swing, improve the way that I play, so then when we hit the springtime and handicaps will start to count again, my scores will hopefully drop dramatically and my handicap will then also follow suit. So in the last week or two, I've gone through a lot of different practice sessions. As we can see here, really foggy day, conditions were really poor, but I wanted to get to the range and practice on what I was really struggling with. I also have another important update. So at the start of the video, I said that I wanted to go to scratch from only using ChatGPT as my coach. And if you've been following along with this series, you'll see that I've become quite frustrated with how ChatGPT is at the moment. They've done a few updates, which has actually kind of nerfed what GPT can do. And I feel like a lot of the interactions I've been having with it have been just generic responses rather than the tailored improvement that it was doing at the start. So I wasn't entirely sure that the feedback that was coming my way was actually going to help me. And I felt like I was getting quite into the weeds with swing thoughts and just really getting overwhelmed to a point where I just think that when I was standing over the ball, I just wasn't sure what I needed to be thinking, and I just ended up playing really, really badly. So with that being said, I actually did book a lesson in with one of our local golf coaches, and I spent an hour with him, and he really just simplified things for me. And one of the things that he pointed out was in my backswing, I wasn't bringing my hands back far enough, and this was really affecting what I was doing on my downswing. So what I was supposed to be doing is on my backswing, having my hands basically in line with the back of my heels, and in my backswing I was stopping at basically like my toes, and being so far forward with my hands, it meant that I was coming down quite steep to hit the ball. And quite often, as you were seeing in the videos, I was topping them and I was fatting them and slicing too. Like, there was just a whole mixture of mishits. And he spent an hour with me just working through that and making sure that I was getting in the right position. So then when I was on my downswing, I was able to shallow the club and get round and start hitting some more consistent shots. He also pointed out that it looked like I was swinging at like a 40% work rate. And he encouraged me to increase the speed as well, which hopefully then will increase my distance. So what you'll see in this video is a lot of me practicing what he taught me in the lesson. And you'll be able to see a difference in my swing throughout this video as I work on perfecting that. After a bit of warm-up swings and just getting into the right position, I then started working through those drills. I think with my first few sessions after my lesson, a lot of my shots were heading off to the right. They were basically slices, or I was leaving my club face open too much, and I think that's just something that over time will improve as I get used to where the club is starting its downswing from. And even over the last week or so, I've noticed a huge difference and improvement in that. So I started off with my iron. The only real drill that my coach gave me was making sure that I wasn't swinging past the ball on my downswing. A lot of my mishits, he explained, were due to me having my club head past the ball and then in the last minute trying to correct where the club head was, and then in that process causing me to cut down and slice. So he recommended I just put my head cover on the ground here, and I had to aim to not hit the head cover, obviously. Another round of best ball. I'm going to play the first 4 holes and loop around twice. So the plan is to do the first 4 off the back tees and the second 4 off the front tees, just to give me a little bit more of a difference, and I can get around them quite quickly as well. So this one, about 120 yards out. I'll start off with my 9-iron here. Ooh. Okay, very thin. Okay, let's go for the second one. Try not to rush it here. Okay, get down and around, okay. No. Ooh, okay. Bad start. Bad start. Topped off both. So, yeah, terrible start from the first 2 shots. Topped them both. One of them is a little closer than the other. So, we've still got a run in. So this is where the first one ended up. Not great, but chipping territory here. Okay, so just going to use my 54, chip it on. The goal is to get it landing just front of the green so it can roll on. Okay, that was a nice pickup. I think it may be overshot, but quite happy with that. Okay, so it's looking to be like maybe 12 foot out. Just fix my pitch mark here. So it landed a bit closer to the pin than I was expecting, and that's why it rolled on. So it's just a bit of a aim issue really, or distance issue, sorry. So here we're gonna go left edge, just get it close. Just be settling with the bogey here. I think that's quite heavy. Yeah, a bit heavy, but the line was all right. Okay. So we're at 1 over from the first hole. Not a great start, but good recovery from the 2 awful shots that we teed off with. I actually forgot to record my tee shot there. I thought I'd press record, which is annoying because I hit 2 really good ones. She's just standard. So first one was a bit thin, but it landed in a wet patch on the front of the green, so just stopped kind of dead. And then the second one, second one was really straight, nice height, finished on the green. So first one is there, second one, huge pitch mark on this as well. So I've got to fix that first. So it looks like it's basically stopped dead rather than rolled on. If this was summer, might have had a good look into actually get that in, which is unreal. So it's uphill, relatively straight. Again, we're just pacing it to get it to stop near the hole. Aiming for bin lid here. It's a bit soft, but it's fine. Hopefully you can tap this one in for a par. Oh, that broke at the last. So again, bogeyed that. So +2 after 2. So it's absolutely soaked at the moment. We had so much rain over the last few days. It's just really muddy everywhere. leaves everywhere. Lovely autumnal golf as we get into the winter months. But it's nice that it's dry, relatively warm at the moment. Okay, so this one is still pretty short. I'm gonna hit off the grass here. So we've got some nice greenery. So it's really short. We're looking like 40 yards. Just want to get it up and land in, hopefully no roll. It's a nice smooth swing. Oh my God. That has just been eaten up by the mud. It was a good line, probably a little bit thin, but horrible conditions. Right, let's try this again. Commit to it, maybe get a bit more height on. Ooh, okay. Well, that one was not good. So we'll probably take the first. His preferred lies at the moment because of obviously the conditions of the course. So I can get out that one that's basically been eaten up by the mud, and then I'll have a good shot to get up and down from there. It's really close. This is how it landed. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. All right, so just gonna put it down here, just a little bit on. Hopefully that'll do the trick. There's no way I can put from the edge here because it is just so horrible. So it's just gonna be a short chip on right side, let it trickle down, and then hopefully can put in for par. Okay, that's as good as I can get with that condition. It's absolutely horrible. It's almost unplayable. However, we soldier on. Uphill putt, gonna go for right edge. Get in, oh, good line. Okay, we're on another bogey. Bogey train is alive. This is absolutely stunning though. Look at this, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So +3 through 3, not ideal. I'm just not getting the distance on the shots. It might take me just a little bit to warm into it. So both the front and the back tees are the same here, which is fine. There's a decent lie as well. Pin is at the back of the green here, so using my 54, just gonna get a nice smooth shot up there, I hope. It's a good line. Oh, that's so good. That is probably the best shot I've done on that hole. Really good. Let's try it again. Again, really good. Just off the back there. Well, we'll take the first all day long. Now the big question is really, can we birdie this? It looks pretty close. Oh yeah, that's unreal. We take that all day long. That's less than 3 foot from the flag. Nice gentle roll. Oh no. Oh, that's embarrassing. Fuck me. That was atrocious. Absolutely atrocious.
I like it a lot. But leave it dry. When all done again.
Yeah, so these were good, like really good. There are my pitch marks. This is where they all finished. Unreal. I'll go fix the pitch mark. Hey, really? I think I'll go for this one. Just nice and smooth. I should probably hit this one too. Alright. For the second time round on the course, I decided to not talk too much while I was playing and just focus on the shots. So here we're looking at the second hole. I overhit them to the back of the green. Wow, both of those off the back. Okay. And then my putt, I just completely mishit and pushed it to like 8 foot past the flag the other way. So then basically it was just recovery. My third shot brought it close to the hole, and then I just tapped in for a bogey. Okay, moving on to the third hole. A lot shorter. It's very much just like a little chip here. We're looking at like 35 yards. I pushed the first one right, but then my second one landed really nicely onto the green. It left me with what was a relatively short putt to the hole. However, I kind of just pulled that a little bit wide, and then again it was a tap in for a par. Then moving back onto the fourth, which will be the second time round, used my 54 degree and I hit it nicely onto the green. Then I went for my second shot. I just really like fluffed this one up. I think I topped it and it landed just before the water. Obviously I picked that one up and we moved on to the first shot. My putt was nice. It just stopped dead of the hole. It would have been a nice birdie, but I tapped it in for par. A few days later, I was back at the range practicing what my coach had given me, and I started to see a little bit more improvements with the shots. I felt a lot more fluid with my irons and also the driver as well. As you can see, I'm getting my hands further back in here, and I'm starting to get a better feel for how the swing should be. My shots are going a lot further than they were previously, and I feel like the consistency is a lot better too. As you can see here, these are just basically striped all the way down the middle of the driving range. Very happy with how that turned out. So I moved on to the hybrid again, just getting used to this. Same drill with the head cover. These ones are still a little bit erratic, ball going anywhere and everywhere, but I feel like with a hybrid, you can't go too wrong with it. Even if you mishit it, it still flies quite nicely. So here we can see I'm getting a little bit more into the groove on these. And then finally, I decided to hop out onto our full course, which I haven't actually shown a full round on just yet on the channel. But the weather was absolutely awful. My plan was to record every shot, but the rain was just coming down so heavy and I just didn't want to be messing around with camera angles as I was going around playing. So there's just a few shots here of me on various different tee boxes. None of them were amazing tee shots, but funnily enough, after playing this round, I was scoring really well. I was getting myself into good positions, but then also playing myself out of any trouble that I'd got into. I didn't really keep a proper score, but I did pull together a nice streak of pars and bogeys. There were no blow-up holes, which is just fantastic. and really encouraging to see what can happen when I put everything together, and hopefully we'll be able to see some huge improvements over the next few months. So finally, I just want to wrap up with talking about what we can expect on the channel in the next few months. I think the GPT coach idea is pretty much dead. I don't want to rely on it fully for improvements because I don't really trust what it gives me. I also find it hard to get real-time feedback from it, and if I have any questions, I don't think it fully understands what I'm asking. And also, like, it's not a professional coach, and it's gonna have its limits. And I was aware of this at the start, but I think I'm starting to come to terms that it's good for certain things, giving me some drills and maybe a training program, but actual development ideas, I think I'm better off using a real coach. So my plan for the winter is to get 1 or 2 lessons a month through till spring, see where I can get any improvements from, and just document that process of learning, trying new things, and getting myself ready for the next season of golf. I will still plan on posting every week, and I'll share my training and my progress as I go through it. And I'll also show the occasional round that I go through. But generally speaking, I'm feeling good about my golf. I feel like I've got lots to work on, and I've got a good idea of how I can improve as well. So this will be my first ever winter season where I can really put the time in to see those improvements and get ready for spring and summer when I can focus on just playing rounds. So stay tuned to the future videos. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in next week's video. Thank you.